You give me a great segue here. So I want to throw to Chamath Palihapitiya from All In Podcast talking about how we've outsourced so much of this.
You saw this in COVID. America is totally unprepared to fend for herself if push came to shove. We can't make things here anymore, right? We have kids that can make TikToks, but we don't have scientists that can make drugs. That's not sustainable. That's not a secure country.
Pomp, do you think that's what this is really all about? I mean, now that Trump has got these, 70 plus countries negotiating again, and we'll see what happens over the 90 days, and that this does now seem to be aimed at China. And if you just look back at COVID, where we were buying freaking COVID tests from China while they probably released the thing in the first place, like that this really was just all aimed at fixing something internally here so we are not so reliant on everybody else?
Well, I think that's one part of it, right? I do think that if you're going to have a tax cut, you need to raise government revenue. If you want to bring back jobs and GDP growth and kind of accelerate those things, then you're going to need American manufacturing. And then there's definitely a national security argument here. And, we do make a lot of things in America. We're pretty good at producing reusable rockets or weaponry, pharmaceuticals, and many other things. But I think really what we noticed is that there's bare necessities. There are things that in times of crisis, we are going to need. And so, if we have a hot war, how many bullets or ammunition do we make? Right? Mm-hmm. If we have some sort of healthcare crisis, how rapidly can we do R&D and then production of the medicines that we're going to need? And so I think it just opened people's eyes, and we discovered a vulnerability. And what a good country does is says, we have a vulnerability. Let's put policy in place to go and actually solve these problems now when we don't necessarily need to solve them, so we're prepared for the next crisis. And so I think it's good policy. It's very forward thinking to do this. But of course, the devil's in the details. And so how do you incentivize it? How do you use the market forces to go ahead and get this stuff built? How do you actually make entrepreneurs believe that the government's cheering for their success rather than vilifying them if they're successful in building these businesses? There's a lot of kind of complex details here. And I think that's really what they're trying to figure out is what are the things the government should be involved in? And then what are the areas where actually the government should say, we hope this happens, but let's stay out of it and let's let the market forces go ahead and get to the solution.